Number 3.
Storyline 1.
The 49ers just advanced through the NFC playoffs by just running over their opponents.
Right.
Not even close to what people thought would happen, where you would mix up run and pass. That's how the NFL works. In fact, I remember not so long ago that the Rams and the Chiefs got in a shootout that was 54-51, and then all the hot takers, the football cognoscenti,
That's how you say it.
we're saying this is the NFL now. It's all passing. It's all no defense. This is the Arena Football League. Well, guess what? The Niners are showing you that with great defense and a dominant running game, you could have your quarterback throw 8 passes in a game and still win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's interesting. Not ironic. It is interesting that this is where it happened, just miles up the road from what Jim Harbaugh did at Stanford, when the Pac-12 was known as a passing league where you develop quarterbacks, wide receivers, high-flying offensive attacks, and he went into Stanford and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to build a bully, and I'm going to build a giant offensive line and a run game with Toby Gerhart that is going to run roughshod over this conference, and he did, and that's essentially kind of what Kyle Shanahan did through these postseasons. Look, when people are zigging, you got to zag, and if you have the personnel to zag, you are at a decided advantage, and I think that's what we saw.
We did, but we also see if they get up to a slow start, that could be a really big problem, like what you saw with Derrick Henry against the Titans last week. You saw, look, an efficient offense by the Chiefs, which we presume to continue, even though the Niners defense is, you know, obviously a really strong asset of their team. But if they get down, that run game is going to be really hard to get them back into the game. So it's going to be game tempo and flow. Like, whose game plan are we following?
Yeah, that's why you have to have that defense to allow you to not fall too far behind.
But
Number 2.
Number 2.
Andy Reid. He's going to be a huge story, and I'll tell you
Literally.
what. He's back.
Whoa.
Hey, now.
Whoa.
Yes, he's a man of generous carriage,
Whatever.
as Dave Damashek would say.
Unbelievable.
we love Andy Reid.
Sleeveless McGee over here.
Old sleeveless
Okay.
McGee up to her
See
old
my-
bully tricks.
It's just showing off the guns, you know?
Yeah.
Andy Reid, it's been a while, 15 or so years since he's been in the Super Bowl. It was with the Eagles. Now he takes a team from the AFC to the Super Bowl, and I believe that if Reid, and it's going to be a nice week with a lot of story and a lot of focus on Andy Reid leading up to the big game on Sunday. I think that if he gets a win in the Super Bowl, he will get a seat at the table of the best coaches.
He's already got the seat at the table.
Yeah, he's already there.
No, that's not
He doesn't
how.
have to
He's
win the
already
Super
there.
Bowl.
Yes, you do.
It's not his
Absolutely.
fault that D Ford jumped off sides.
It's not his fault.
It's not his
that
fault that
D4
Donovan McNabb threw up in the middle of the Super Bowl.
But sports are not always fair, and if he doesn't
That's why
have
he's
a ring,
already at the
that's why when we do this, like the quarterback rankings, poor old Dan Marino always gets left out of these
Maybe when you
discussions
do
now.
them.
Not when I
Not
do
when
them.
the two of us do them.
Real
They're the
versus
outsider.
feel.
Why? 'Cause
Real
he
versus
doesn't-
feel. We're taking it all back to the beginning of the season.
He doesn't have a
Real.
ring. And Andy
Feel.
needs a ring. It's the last thing he needs.
I mean,
and
it'd
then
be
he's
nice
going
for him to
straight to
have it.
Canton without even a hesitation.
Cynthia,
He's
you wanna
already
take
going
this?
straight to Canton.
Exactly.
You guys
Look,
think you
Andy
know it
Reid.
all. But you don't.
People call him the best offensive play caller of all time. Like, come on. Like, there's people who've said that. So I don't think that he's going to Canton no matter what. But he's going to be happier if he has a nice fat ring on his finger.
Oh, fat ring. Fat ring.
Cheeseburger.
Well,
Like,
the rings are
cheeseburgers.
fat. I mean, they're very large.
They are. They're
Shirley, you see
huge.
what she's doing.
Oh, the guy did say he had a cheeseburger
He
and went to
ate a
bed. That is
cheeseburger
how
to
we
celebrate.
celebrated.
Like, what is wrong? I don't think Andy Reid thinks he's skinny.
I don't know. I mean, you see, he looks
I
very,
love those Hawaiian shirts, though.
very svelte in
The
those
Hawaiian
shirts.
shirts are great. Like the good
All right.
pattern. He
How
knows
about
what's up.
storyline 3?
No, no,
One.
storyline number 1, but the third one is Patrick Mahomes takes over the world. And it's fitting that last week the news came out that Mahomes had surpassed Tom Brady as the #1 selling jersey. That seems like, who cares? But it's also a sign of a general change that's happening as Tom Brady finally has gotten old and the Patriots might be fading into the rear view, cross your fingers. That a guy like Mahomes now, this is his stage, 23, 24 years old. He's got the MVP. He has a dominant postseason run this year. And now if he gets a ring, it is the final cherry on top. This is his league, and I think that's a huge storyline to track. He is a special, special player.
For this season, that metric. Tom Brady's been selling those jerseys for all of the year. So okay, he'll take the torch. That's quite the storyline.
I'm not saying
right?
he's going to be better all time than Tom
see,
Brady.
as much-
it's just the torch.
As much as I like to play
got it.
contrarian,
I got it.
I am 100% in step with you. And to me, the parallel is the NBA. And when Steph Curry took it from LeBron. And when you started going out to basketball courts and you started seeing kids shooting threes instead of trying to jump as high as they could and attack the rim, you know, I just saw a video tweeted out from Clemson, DJ Uyunglele in high school throwing the no-look pass. Look at this. Look what he was doing. The #1 recruit in the nation is trying to be like Pat Mahomes.
You just wanted to make sure we knew you knew how to say that name.
Well, he's right here in our backyard. He played at Bosco. So
what a broadcaster.
Somebody that I've covered for his entire high school football career.
Look, not everyone can do that. Not everyone
I
can
talk about him on my highly rated #2 market in the country radio show.
He's the #1 recruit in the nation, and he's going to Clemson to take over for Trevor Lawrence. But what I'm saying is, that's what kids are doing. Kids want to be before kids who played quarterback, they wanted to be Tom Brady. Now they want to be Pat Mahomes.
Absolutely, it's fun. I get it. But
that 26-yard run in the AFC title game.
Signature play.
That's signature play. That's helicopter spin, Elway stuff. That's on his career highlight reel. And maybe he's got another one in store on Sunday.
Perfect.
The big one. Why don't you take it there, big man?
See, I don't like big men either.
She got it started.
Classic move. The waiter's like, how about you, big guy?
That's right, big guy.
How about you shut your mouth?
Hey, big guy.
I'm working on it.
Big girl's weirder.
Here's what we know. I don't think I've ever heard big girl. Hey, big girl.
People say it.
All right, how about it?
Trust
me.
It's already on the screen.
Easy. It's, I mean, way to remove the drama here. But Lamar Jackson is #1, and he should be unanimous, and I believe he will be. So it's really a battle to me.
Unanimous? Really?
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, I guess
that's not an unprecedented thing.
Yeah, I guess
just because somebody robbed Jeter last week, he should have been unanimous.
Yeah, Jeter, he got robbed.
It's just we rarely see unanimous.
Yeah, but I think he had that type of special, unique season. Lamar Jackson won. Russell Wilson, excellent season. That should have been a 6-10 Seahawks team.
That's why I think some people will vote for Russell.
And then third place, Christian McCaffrey becomes the third guy to go 1,000. But his team stinks.
But
you have
Derrick Henry.
He
kind of came on late,
season.
Though.
Came on late,
right? Like when they vote on it,
and you don't factor in playoffs, so he's not in. Michael Thomas setting the catch record, doing it with two different quarterbacks. Special player.
That's a good call.
Give him the bronze.
All right. I have no problem with that.
Magnanimous of me.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are magnanimous, Dan. How about it, Cynthia? You get to do the defensive player of the year.
Ooh, my favorite side of the ball. Okay, so I understand that the Rams did not have the season that they were hoping for, but not because of Aaron Donald or his ability. If you saw how many double teams he drew, how many times he created havoc, even though he was being chipped and tried to stop at every turn, still right up there. Then Tre'Davious White, #2. And then #3, the interesting one, Shaq Barrett.
Sack leader.
For me. Yeah, so when looking at all these kind of like in summation, for me, I did like who had the biggest win factor. So like I created this win share metric to see who's most responsible for wins.
Humble brag?
No, regular brag. I spent a lot of time on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. So no, humble brag's the Puppy Bowl, because I didn't do anything for that. But whatever. Aaron Donald, best defensive player yet again this season.
Well, I think, everybody's talking about Stephon Gilmore, right? Or Tre'Davious White.
Look, Stephon Gilmore will likely win. Like, if I had to say who I think is going to win, I would say I think it's probably Stephon Gilmore.
It's a regular season award.
It's a regular season
17
award.
where Devontae Parker posterized
cost
them
and the #2 seed.
It blew their season, essentially. Not that the Pats are going to be playing on Sunday anyway, but that I wonder if that sticks
they might have been.
the memory. Maybe.
Well, and then
I would think so.
And then Danielle Hunter.
Who had,
absolutely.
Here's my only issue with Aaron Donald and why I would probably put Nick Bosa in there.
Nick Bosa's up for consideration.
The 49ers
rookie
defense had 0 hiccups, 0 speed bumps. They dominated every single game they were in. Nick Bosa is the best player on that defense, right?
But
the Rams would have been in the playoffs if they didn't let the Buccaneers hang 55 on them and they didn't let Lamar Jackson run for 600 yards right up the gut all over him.
Well, but here's the difference. Are you punishing him? So it kind of punishes Nick Bosa to have all of those first rounders on the line with him.
It does, but he was the best of them all.
He was the best of all of them, and so I think he'll win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Like easy, like one of the easiest things that I can project there. But when it comes to kind of individual impact, it's like, well, because Aaron Donald didn't have as many people around him to help out, that made him more valuable. Yeah. That was just how the math worked for me.
That sounds like the model. That's the math and the model. You know what mine is? These two right here.
Boy.
Oh, so you're in on the field too.
No.
Score
and then I'm also looking at the wins.
Get away from the reel.
And the total points and all that. All right, I will take the rookie of the, I should say, yeah, there you go. The offensive rookie of the year. Kyler Murray down at #3, made that late charge with a strong close to the season. Big win up in Seattle, cost them playoff position, much like the Dolphins did to the Patriots. Josh Jacobs had this thing wrapped up, I'd say, through 12 games.
Yep.
And then
Hurt.
His injury coincided with everybody paying attention to A.J. Brown and the Titans making this run as the team, and everybody was right, the proverbial team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs, which rarely plays out that way, but it did for the Titans. And he was a big reason why. If you're going to commit all those bodies in the box and you got one-on-ones, good luck covering this guy and that size and that speed and that ability one-on-one.
He told us at the Combine to watch out for him. He called a shot, and
Yeah.
he delivered.
And it is interesting to see kind of what's happened in the league. It's happened with quarterbacks, but even more so with wide receivers. It used to take wide receivers 2 and usually 3 years to really settle in, get comfortable, have an impact in the league. And now they're coming out rookie year and putting
Well,
up
that'll be
huge
Kyler Murray
numbers.
now, right?
And-
Kyler Murray
right,
will be the
as
one that kind of
quarterback.
picks that up. Kyler
My
Murray.
pick for the wide receiver that has the best career as a rookie, he's a rookie right now, is DK Metcalf.
Hey,
They
guess
went to
what?
college together.
That's not what I was asked to rank.
They went to college
So
together.
thanks for making me feel stupid.
A.J. Brown.
I'm just saying, I
DK
think your
Metcalf.
rankings are fine in this spot, but I think Metcalf at the end of the day will have the best career.
I don't know. I don't know if he'll have a better career than AJ.
He's in such a good spot. Yeah, I can just see Russell Wilson and him playing pitch and catch for
Sure.
the next
Well,
7 years.
no question about that. I think that the interesting thing about it, though, is for whatever reason, people didn't realize how big A.J. Brown was because of that viral photo of him standing next to DK Metcalf.
Right.
And it's like, no, he's giant. He is a giant human being and considerably larger than most of your wide receivers. It is time for me to counter your storylines, Dan, with the overblown storylines of Super Bowl
I don't like
54.
the setup here. It just
Well,
seems like a
you know
trap.
why? Because my first overblown storyline is a direct counter to one of your storylines. Andy Reid finally gets a ring. You know why?
Why?
Because he's already got 2. He's already got rings as an assistant coach.
Oh, come on.
He
stop
has rings. He is widely regarded, you already said it, Cynthia, as the best offensive mind of his generation, and probably not a brighter offensive mind than Bill Walsh, who really changed the NFL, but he is in that conversation. It's not basketball. Basketball is the ring counting culture because one player can have a major impact on a team. Football is 32 teams, 22 players on the field at the same time. There are so many things that can
Mr.
dictate
Chicago.
whether or not you can
32
win
teams.
a ring.
32 teams.
It's not that, like, it's one and done.
You're
It's
so wrong
single
on this.
elimination.
How could you fall into the
there's that.
the Ryan brothers shenanigans? I remember Rob and Rex being, hey, we both got rings because they were like the special teams assistant on the Patriots one year. It's, like, it's not the same.
Here's a newsflash. Andy Reid wasn't the special teams assistant. He was a major part of a coaching staff that won Super Bowls.
If I had a ring for even being some assistant, I would be like, I'd wear it all the time.
I'm just saying he's in the big boy sandbox.
So there's 2
Andy
things
Reid.
here, though. There's 1 or 2 things.
Okay, go ahead.
That's one, and then the other one is that everybody's like trying to out. Oh, I like Andy Reid more than you. Oh, Andy Reid. Oh, okay, we get it. He's
trying
a
to out Andy
very
Reid each other?
likable guy.
Nice guy.
Everybody likes Andy
I like
Reid,
Shanny,
and everybody
you know?
wants him. Everybody wants him to win a ring.
Yeah.
Fine, just let's let it go. Let's
Yeah.
let it go. If he wins, everyone can crawl all over one another to say they're the most happy for Andy
I know
Reid
one
that he got
person
the
who's
ring.
rooting against Andy Reid on Sunday.
Kyle Shanahan. And you?
Why?
Is that right?
Why am I? Why would
I
I be
called him
rooting?
plump about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, well, there's that. Yeah. Fat shaming Cynthia over here. All right.
Old
Listen.
sleeveless
Oh
Storyline.
my gosh. Okay.
Number 2
Okay.
that will be
I need a
overblown.
cheeseburger.
And this is where they will invoke the physics theory of the immovable object versus the unstoppable
Oh no!
force.
Don't say
Oh,
that.
that old
Defense travels.
Don't want to hear it. We get it because you know why? It's right there in the rankings, and they've been there all year.
Okay.
We recognize that the 49ers defense is really, really good, and that they have the
Wait, I
6
just
guys
figured that
up
out now.
front. You just, I just broke that
Thank
news to
you. Breaking.
Yeah, they've invested heavily along that defensive line. 6 first-round picks on the defensive line, and in case you weren't aware, Patrick Mahomes, he guides an explosive offense with a lot of
He's good too?
sub-4.4 speed
Yes.
in McCole Hardman
Oh, this is giving me a
and
headache just
Tyreek
thinking about
Hill.
this.
Yep.
And I don't know how you're going to cover Travis Kelce. Good luck trying to solve that riddle. We're going to hear
boy.
that for the remainder of this week heading
Give me
in
a lot of tight end.
to Super Bowl
stuff.
Sunday. But the number 1 most overblown storyline that we will have to deal with for the remainder of the week heading in to Super Bowl 54 is, this could be the Patriots. They could have had Jimmy Garoppolo if they hadn't traded. No, they couldn't have. his contract was coming up. They were going to have to pay him $25 to $30 million a year and get rid of Tom Brady. That's the way these things work out.
Yes.
So he had
nailed this one.
to be traded. If they had not traded him and got rid of Tom Brady, guess what? They probably wouldn't have won Super Bowl 53, which they did with Tom Brady.
Worst thing that could happen to the Patriots was that Brady didn't get old when they expected him to when he was 39-40. Instead, he was the MVP, and it put them in an impossible situation.
Yes, and their impossible situation got them another Super Bowl.
Another one.
So
the only good thing about this storyline, the only thing is the strange conspiracy theories that come around that I think are really funny, right? It's like, well, Bill Belichick knew that Jimmy Garoppolo's going to be good, that he's going to do this, and it's all these things, like, and then he's going to out Andy Reid and beat it. You're like, what? You crazy person, but it's funny.
I do. My favorite of all of those, by the way, that I legitimately enjoy it, is that he is such a spiteful, hateful man, Bill Belichick.
Right.
That he intentionally traded Jimmy Garoppolo to the 49ers so Tom Brady could not go there in the twilight of his career.
I love it.
team.
Right, exactly.
like
These conspiracies are hilarious,
Yes, they
right?
are
They're really
wonderful.
funny.